Yeah, I know I said I was going to only make 1 or 2 posts, but I might get to a point where I might start flooding stuff. It's getting real out here, people. Once again, it's Spontaneous Views. Your host, Come Kamal. I'm just sitting here waiting on my son to get off work. Another thing that's been on my mind. These I guess you could say celebrities that's dying or getting killed. I don't know what's going on. You can date back to, I mean I could just think off the top of my head. You got rappers dying mysteriously, and the reason why this prompted into my head because I'm listening to a Sirius FM station. I'm not going to even call the rapper out because I never was really feeling him. But just to make it quick, we have to understand that there's something real going on out here, yo. People are not. It's not a coincidence as far as the deaths that we're seeing in society. I'm not saying people are not dying from natural causes and things that just happen. I'm not saying that. But a lot of these deaths, and the reason why it's mysteriously because it's a mystery behind it, I should say, is that the first initial note or news that come out when they're talking about the person that died, the story always change. That's one thing I noticed. Let's just go back to Prince for one example. I bet you know a lot of people didn't know that Prince story changed when they said he so-called died or got killed. I don't know. But they said he got sick. He was on an airplane, and they said he'd had an emergency stop at a hospital, and he wound up getting the flu shot. Now, when I first did the research on that issue or that death of Prince, they said he had epilepsy. And I don't know if anyone knows, if you have epilepsy, you cannot take a flu shot. And they said he went to the hospital to get a flu shot, and when he got on the elevator, he passed out. You never heard that report again. That's what's important, and that's another thing about YouTube that I don't like. They changed the algorithms of YouTube at the beginning of 2020. Isn't that interesting, people? And I know I'm rambling, but I gotta say this before I close this video. The beginning of 2020, YouTube they got a new CEO. I forgot her name. Her name really doesn't matter. Where they came out with COPPA laws, CAPPA. These laws were garnered for kids that was, I think, 12 to 13 or below, because they knew that YouTube was literally teaching the kids different from what they were learning in school. So what they did was, now you have these disclaimers when you're doing a video like I'm doing right now, and when I upload it, they ask me, is this for kids or not? Prior to 2020, they didn't have that. They changed the algorithm, so now, let's just say, just off the top of my head, since I like talking about flat earth, if you type in that in the search engine on YouTube, they are going to put videos out of what they want you to see. It's going to be videos that's going to be clowning and making fun of flat earth. You're never going to see the likes of these prominent figures like a Eric Dubé. You're never going to see his video pop up first. But prior to 2020, if you was researching that, his videos and everybody else's videos popped up with ease. I did most of my research back, let's just say around 2016, 2017. That's when I really got into it, around 2017. I got into it because I took an airplane flight to New Jersey, where I'm from, and I went to my cousin's wedding. And I noticed on the flight that the airplane did not nosedive the whole time. And even when I'm looking out the window, I'm like, well, if the earth is spinning, why is the land beneath us not moving? But anyway, I don't want to go off subject. But the point I'm trying to make is, these COPPA laws that they came out with YouTube, they changed the algorithms to what you can search. So now when you type in just about anything you want, if you're trying to research something, you got to dig very deep. if you're not already subscribed to that channel. And when it comes to these deaths that's been going on, I'm just going to keep it real. A lot of this stuff is orchestrated. A lot of this stuff is orchestrated. You're not going to tell me that a Kevin Samuels just died and they want to make fun saying he was with somebody. I guess he was, I don't know, having relations with someone. I mean, it's just fishy. The whole situation is fishy. That situation was fishy. Young Dolph getting killed. That situation was fishy. When something never settles into your mind, you know it's something going on, especially if your third eye is open. And it's countless more. I mean, I'm sitting here in the car. I can't really just, I don't want to waste time trying to sit here and think about it. I will literally have to just do some research, write it down, and just go over the past 2 to 3 years of rappers and predominant figures that's in our society that just passed mysteriously. Things is changing in this world. And it's up to us to understand that if we don't take a stand now, we are going to be sheep. They look at us as sheep already. We have to wake up. Flat Earth is not the only thing to wake up from. People ask, oh, wow, what is the big deal? The big deal is because you think you're living on a ball, which makes no sense at all. I'm still trying to find out how can you get water to stick on the side of a ball. You know what will be fascinating that NASA can show me? Show me a ship. It don't even have to be at the bottom of the earth. Show me a ship on the side of it. And whatever water that is, show me that beach. Show me where the land is to see if the waves is still coming in. Because it shouldn't. You're not going to tell me that water is flowing on a side of a globe, but it's still creating waves that's going to a beachfront. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Again, this is just stuff that I just sit back and think, and I hate feeling like an outcast, but I know it's a reason for me to be thinking this way. And I'm not the only one. It's millions of other people that's out trying to do the same thing that I'm doing. The problem is that you get shunned away when it comes to certain things. And that's not fair to anybody. Just because you're used to thinking a certain way, because you've been trained that way since school, you shouldn't look at me and make me feel like I'm different just because I want to think different or think for myself. Back in ancient times, there were people that thought for their self. And then you had governments that came in and controlled things. Just like that CEO that came in on YouTube about 20. Now, isn't it ironic that the beginning of 2020 now, a new CEO came in and changed the algorithms of YouTube, and wasn't that the same year that the coronavirus or COVID-19 started? It's mighty fine that the COPPA laws came in right before COVID hit. But again, we don't see that. Go back and look it up. COPPA, C-A-P-P-A, COPPA laws that started in YouTube. It began in the end of 2019. It didn't take effect until January 1st of 2020. They came up with it at the end of 2019. It took effect in January 1st or January of 2020. And not soon after that, of course, you know, we had COVID-19 spreading crazy. Now, I'm going to talk about that. And I know how that goes on YouTube, how you got to not talk about it. You got to say the jab and this and that. But I'm to the point where I don't care. You can shut my channel down. I don't have that much subscribers. I don't care. But I'm not going to sit back and be a wimp and not talk about the stuff. I'm not, because it's crazy. You're not going to tell me I can't do you can't tell me I can't do a video talking about it. But if I'm having a casual conversation at a restaurant, or I'm at my son's job right now, and if I spark up a conversation with him, why is it a big deal if I'm doing a video or talking to him in a car, or I'm in a restaurant, or I'm in a grocery store? What's the big deal? These laws is crazy. It's censorship. Censorship. Excuse me. Mouth is a little dry. It's censorship. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to take away rights. They've been doing it since 9/11. And we're the sheeple that's going into the slaughterhouse. We got to wake up. You got organizations out here that's literally planning the next 20 to 30 years. Easy. They already got it mapped out. This so-called gas going up. Inflation on food. They tell you that gas went up because of a so-called war that's in Ukraine. I haven't heard of a casualty list yet. I'm not saying people are not dying. I'm not going to disrespect the people that are dying. But do you really think that so-called war, or war that's going on, is the cause of your gas being $5, $6 a gallon? Do you think that war is cause for inflation on everything? And I'm going to be real with you. I don't mind paying an extra few dollars for certain items, but this is a little PS to some of these grocery stores and little retail stores. Change your price on the tag.
Why you
Good night.